Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. This is David Hoffman from Davidsbeenhere. Today I want to talk to you about the top 25 Japanese street foods and dishes you must eat when you visit the city of Tokyo. Tokyo is such a unique and vibrant city and is considered one of the top foodie cities in the world. But before we eat in Tokyo, you have to get there. Whether you're a novice at traveling or an expert, one of the best ways for you to get to Tokyo or any other destination around the world is to use Soarfare. Soarfare is a subscription service that wants to help you by making the financial part of traveling easier. Basically, they offer subscription-based flight booking. Each month that you subscribed, you use points that you can use anywhere at any time. You can use your points for flights to any destination on the planet or any airline. They'll never go bad or expire, and you can increase, decrease, or freeze your plan at any time. It's the perfect way to build towards the trip you have coming up, and you can always build points over time so they're always there when you need them. If you're ever short the amount of points you need for a trip, you can always buy instant points to make up the difference and book your flight that way. And because Soarfare's main goal is to help more people see the world, you can easily transfer points to friends or family at any time to help them travel. But the real advantage of using Soarfare is that it saves you money, because you won't be booking a flight on your credit card and accruing interest on it. And Soarfare continuously watches flight prices of your upcoming trips so you know when you're getting the best price possible. If the price drops, you'll get an alert so you'll have the chance to book earlier to save money. It basically makes Soarfare a dream trip planner. Subscribe to Soarfare today and get 25% off your first month by using discount code Davidsbeenhere. Once you book your flight to Tokyo via Soarfare, you can now start thinking about the incredible food you'll get to eat once you get there. Whether you choose to visit street markets, restaurants, or even convenience stores, you're sure to find fresh, tasty, authentic Japanese food that'll make your mouth water and have your taste buds dancing. Without further ado, let's jump into the top 25 Japanese street foods you have to eat when you visit Tokyo, Japan. Let's get started with convenience store food. Yes, you heard that right. If you're an American, you probably cringe at the idea of dining on the garbage you get at American convenience stores. But in Japan, convenience store culture is extremely popular. There are over 10,000 convenience stores in Tokyo alone, and their food is actually tasty and freshly made. I suggest visiting the three main chains, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson, and trying a mix of things. I did just that and found incredible rice balls with meat filling called onigiri, fresh hand rolls, and phenomenal sushi. For dessert, try a green tea mochi, which looks so good that it had my mouth watering before I even took the first bite. Trust me, you don't want to miss the convenience store food in Tokyo. This is so fire right now. Is the perfect way to end this meal. When you're looking for accommodations in the city, look no further than the Hyatt Regency Tokyo. Not only are their rooms fantastic, but they also offer a never-ending breakfast buffet at their on-site restaurant, Kakou, from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. There, you can enjoy shrimp green tea soba noodles, fish cakes, beef, daikon radish, tofu balls, tempura mushrooms, seaweed with edamame, and over 20 other fantastic items. Best of all, you can choose to eat in their communal dining hall or opt in for a private room dining instead. So here we have shishito. So this is a sweet green pepper. Shishito, so it's like I know what this is like. These are a little tricky because some of them are really, really hot, but some aren't. Next up on our list is the ramen at Gotsubo in the Shinjuku area. The city of Tokyo is well known for its ramen restaurants. In fact, there are a whopping 30,000 ramen shops in the city alone. But this restaurant stands out from the crowds by offering inventive fusion ramens in a tiny eatery with only 5 seats. I recommend going with the soy sauce and oyster-based ramen with runny egg, seaweed, onions, and Iberian pork. The fatty pork combined with the runny egg, briny seaweed, and pungent oyster flavor made for a flavorful combination I'll never forget. The mix between the oyster and the soy, oh, delicious. And the ramen, the noodles, so they're thinner than the last place, but they're still very thick. You've already learned that Tokyo is home to thousands of convenience stores and ramen shops. Another thing that numbers in the thousands is Tokyo's vending machines. You can find one seemingly at every turn. My favorite thing to get from them is the cold Boss coffee. Even though I visited Japan in January, I couldn't get enough of these cold coffee drinks. They're super tasty and extremely strong, so they kept me going as I explored and filmed for hours on end. If you need an energy boost while exploring Tokyo, this is the best way to get it. Oh, it's potent. It's not potent, it's pungent. It's like boom. At number 5 on my list is the incredible beef bowl at Yoshinoya Restaurant. Yoshinoya is a Japanese fast food chain that has served inexpensive, filling food in a fast casual setting since 1899. Here, you can get a large bowl filled to the brim with sticky sushi rice, onions, scallions, a raw egg, and tender beef for just $6. The raw egg coats the rice, turning it into a silky, creamy, almost risotto-like dish, and the fattiness of the beef adds a richness that you have to taste to believe. It's a cheap but tasty way to start your day, and if you spend more than 15 minutes inside, you're doing it wrong.
Super sticky. And then you have a lot of this beef.
To find the next food on our list, you'll have to keep your eyes peeled for colorful, mural-lined backstreet just off Urahara Street in the Harajuku area. There, you'll find my number 6 entry, Okonomiyaki, at Sakura Thai Restaurant. Okonomiyaki is a savory pancake made from cabbage, scallions, eggs, cheese, noodles, and shrimp. You cook it yourself at a sizzling griddle right at your table. It's fatty and is full of rich, explosive flavors and unique texture combinations that keep your palate guessing with each bite. It's unlike anything else I ate during my time in Japan.
Alright, so here we have the okonomiyaki, as you can see. Mayo, and then we have noodles here. Oh my god. So many flavors, nice texture.
I admit, I'm not usually much of a sweets guy, but when you're exploring the colorful and vibrant Harajuku area of Tokyo, sometimes you have to make an exception. Especially when you have the opportunity to eat a massive, rainbow-colored piece of cotton candy that's practically the size of a sombrero. This huge, sugary confection contains 6 different flavors and is so big that a group of 6 can easily share one between them. Or you can keep it all for yourself, but be prepared for a serious sugar rush afterwards.
Alright, Asami, this is amazing. I can't even believe this. You want a piece?
Yeah, why not?
Oh wow. So many flavors. 6 different flavors you said?
Yes.
It's amazing. Everybody's here getting the cotton candy. The cotton candy costs $10 US, right? So 1,000 roughly, right? Pretty good.
When you visit Tokyo, I highly recommend exploring off the beaten path and checking out places that very few tourists know about. One of these places is the Sunamachi Ginza, a 670-meter long shopping district that boasts lots of shops and street food stalls. The first thing you want to try here is the miso paste. There's a shop along the street that sells dozens of varieties of this popular Japanese ingredient, some of which have fermented for over 3 years. You can even sample them in the shop using a toothpick. Take a small amount, let it coat your tongue, and be prepared for a blast of pure miso flavor like no other. I couldn't get enough of them, and I tried to sample as many varieties as I could.
Oh my god. How much does that cost for like a pound?
In at number 9 is a deep fried minced tuna cutlet, which you can also find in the Sunamachi Ginza. You can get it from a vendor at a stall right on the street. The tuna cutlet itself is crunchy on the outside, but has a soft and almost mushy texture on the inside. It has a bit of sweetness to it, and the onions inside add a nice acidic crunch. For an added boost of flavor, you can drizzle some of the sauce on top of it, which takes the cutlet from a solid 9 to a definite 10.
Oh, I know, I can hear a lot.
Yeah.
Still piping hot though.
Good.
Next up on our list is oden, which is basically Japanese hot pot. Not to be confused with the Korean dish called oden. This traditional Japanese favorite is a cold weather staple that contains a variety of items. It's made up of a thin but flavorful broth that can contain everything from tofu to spicy codfish cakes to large slices of daikon radish. The different components soak up the miso-like flavor of the broth, creating a true flavorful explosion that washes over your palate with each bite. It's the perfect food to warm you up on a cold winter afternoon in Tokyo.
So juicy. So moist. Cod, bacalao in Spain.
And a lot
fantastic.
of like vegetables in it. Carrots and onions.
Next up is a Japanese staple that most people are probably familiar with, sake. Sake is a flavorful Japanese rice wine that you can find just about anywhere, including convenience stores, markets, and in restaurants. It's the national beverage in Japan and plays an important role in the culture. It is often served warm, but they also serve it cold. I tried many different types of sake during my time in Japan, and I love trying the different varieties. I really love the dry, sweet kind I tried in Sunamachi Ginza. Just be careful, some sakes are stronger than you think. Japan is known around the world as one of the best places on the planet to try some of the freshest seafood known to man. One of the best places I found to try some fresh, healthy seafood is the Emiyoko Market, a famous street market that has become extremely popular among travel foodies around the world. There you'll find stalls selling inexpensive seafood bowls filled with high quality squid, salmon, tuna, salmon roe, minced tuna, and sushi rice. The squid is nice and chewy while the buttery salmon melts in your mouth. Don't miss the salmon roe, which pops like little briny gushers in your mouth. Add some soy sauce and wasabi on the side for an extra punch of salt or heat. Mix it all up and you have an unbeatable combination that is to die for.
Oh. Like you said, man, the gems of the sea just pops in your mouth, mixing it with some of this rice.
As you continue making your way through Emiyoko Market, you'll find a vendor selling the next food on our list, giant oysters. At this stall, you can order 5 large oysters for 1,000 yen, or roughly $10. I recommend splashing your oysters with a bit of ponzu sauce and a squeeze of lemon to add a nice, tart, citrusy flavor. These oysters are the largest I've ever seen in my life, so I suggest sharing them with a friend so you don't fill up. They're so big, they're practically a full meal on their own.
Oh my god, that was huge. That was the biggest oyster I ever had.
Before you leave the stall with the giant oysters, stick around and go for an order of the next Japanese street food, shishamo. Shishamo is a type of fish called smelt. At this stall, the fish are deep fried and served with a side of Japanese mayo. Shishamo is very mild and isn't very salty, and their bones are so soft that you can chew through them easily. If you're lucky, you might get one loaded with roe, which causes a surprising, briny explosion in your mouth when you bite down on it.
Eat the tail too?
One of my absolute favorite Japanese snacks is a mochi, a gooey and gummy sweet made from rice flour paste. There are lots of different varieties of mochi in Japan, and one I can't stop thinking about is the kibi dango at Azuma in the Asakusa area of Tokyo. These sweet snacks consist of round mochis that are skewered and coated in millet flour. The flour has a distinct, nutty flavor that's similar to peanut butter. I love anything that tastes like peanut butter, and this treat was no exception.
So gooey.
At number 16 is another mochi dessert called Ichigo Daifuku. This mochi is much larger than the small ones used in kibi dango. Ichigo Daifuku consists of a large mochi that can contain a variety of fillings. I tried 2 varieties, including one filled with custard and another filled with red bean paste and a large fresh strawberry. The one with the red bean paste and the strawberry was incredibly juicy and fresh, while the creamy custard filled one took a little while to grow on me. But then it completely blew me and my taste buds away.
It almost feels like whipped cream. A little whipped cream, right? That's what it is, like strawberry whipped cream. God, I love Japan.
Next up, we have a dessert that dates back all the way to the Edo period, which took place between 1603 and 1868. I'm talking about Ningyo-yaki, a type of Japanese pancake that are cooked in differently shaped molds so they resemble items like birds and pagodas. These little cakes have a thin, crispy, and savory exterior, but are filled with a large amount of sweet red bean paste. The combination of sweet and savory and crispy and gooey made these cute, tasty cakes one of my favorite desserts I tried during my 10 days in Japan. Best of all, you can get a bag of 6 of them for less than $5 in the Asakusa area.
Dude, this is so delicious. I'm gonna have a little more.
As you continue your street food adventures in the Asakusa area, I recommend you stay on the lookout for a savory snack called Menchi-katsu. This amazing dish consists of a deep fried patty containing beef, pork, and onions. Despite the oily, greasy exterior, the Menchi-katsu manages to hold on to the nice, flaky crunch on the outside. Inside, the beef, pork, and onion create a stellar mix of flavors, which are bolstered by the fat juices running throughout. It's definitely not a diet food, but the extra calories are more than worth it.
One more bite, guys. I like it. Really filling, really juicy. This is amazing.
Although I mostly went to Asakusa to sample the wide variety of sweet treats there, some of my favorites were the ones that weren't sweet at all. They include a dish called the monja, which are savory and deep fried pancakes. My boy Shinichi suggested I try 2 different kinds, a regular one, and because I love Indian food, a curry one. Both of the monjas were piping hot with lots of tasty herbs spread throughout their moisture interiors. But the curry one blew me away with the crunchy, tasty curry that coated the outside of the pancake.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Dude, it's like India right here. India.
While sake often gets most of the attention when it comes to Japanese spirits, there's another one that you should definitely know about. It's called soju, which is a Japanese alcohol that is very similar to vodka. It actually reminded me of the rakia I fell in love with when I toured the Balkans many years ago. Just keep in mind that soju is about 25% alcohol, so it's pretty strong. That said, it's the perfect drink to fuel a fun-filled night with a group of friends as you tour the izakayas of the Shibuya neighborhood.
Kanpai, kanpai, kanpai.
There are many great things about eating your way through Tokyo, but sampling some of the freshest seafood in the world has to be near the top of my list. One dish I couldn't get off my mind was the tuna sashimi I tried during the izakaya hopping tour of the Shibuya area. The raw tuna was so fresh and fatty and was perfectly drenched with shoyu with a bit of wasabi. It was one of my favorite raw dishes I tried in Japan and should be on everyone's must-taste list when they visit Tokyo.
I love this. I love that we're like eating sashimi, having super strong drinks in a like tiny bar.
There's no way to curate a top 25 Japanese street foods to eat in Tokyo and not include Wagyu beef. It's known around the world as one of the best types of beef, and after trying it myself, I must say I agree. This is another dish you can try as you bar hop your way through the izakayas of the Shibuya area. The beef comes with rice and wasabi and is torched right at your table. The beef is tender and buttery and gets a nice crisp crust on the outside from the torching process. It practically falls apart in your mouth and is to die for.
Wagyu beef, got some rice in the bottom. This is real delicious sushi. We put some wasabi on top. Look at that. That is amazing. It's so soft, like it's really like a buttery beef. You have a little torch on top, so it's like a little crispy, a little smoky actually, and a little hot with the wasabi.
As you continue your food and alcohol adventure through the Shibuya area, you'll stop at the izakaya called Meat Alley. There, you'll have your pick from a wide selection of meat dishes and alcoholic drinks. The one I recommend is the plum wine, a unique spirit that had a much more citrusy flavor than I expected. It tasted almost exactly like grapefruit juice. And while I had a hard time believing it was actually wine, it was fantastic.
Kanpai, kanpai!
One thing I've learned from traveling through Asian countries like Japan and South Korea is that Americans think they make the best fried chicken in the world. But after visiting several Asian countries, I must say they blow us out of the water. Japanese fried chicken, known as karaage, is the perfect example. The chicken is perfectly battered, not greasy, expertly cooked, and best of all, insanely fresh and organic. In many ways, it's so different from American fried chicken. I've eaten fried chicken in many countries around the world, and this one is still one of the best I've ever had.
This blows KFC out of the water.
Last but certainly not least on my list of Japanese street foods you must eat in Tokyo is the high-speed sushi at Hyatt Restaurant in the Shibuya area. This restaurant is known for offering its customers a faster and more personalized conveyor belt sushi experience. Within 30 seconds of placing your order on the multilingual tablet, your order will come racing down the conveyor belt and stop right at your table. And regardless whether you order tuna or salmon with onions, the flounder, the smelt roe, or the sea urchin, everything is guaranteed fresh and full of flavor. It's hard to imagine an inexpensive and authentic Japanese sushi experience better than this one.
But I'm gonna try the sea urchin. I actually really like sea urchin. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. Here we go. This one's spicy. It's very soft. It's very fishy, you know?
And there you have it. Those are the top 25 Japanese street foods to eat in Tokyo, Japan. I hope this video has helped you figure out your food itinerary for your next trip to Japan. And remember, Soarfare is the perfect way to help you get there. Just remember to head over to soarfare.com to start saving points for travel today. And that's it, guys. I hope you love this video of the top 25 Japanese street foods you must eat in Tokyo, Japan. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, Leave me a comment below and subscribe to my channel for more awesome travel content. I'll see you in the next travel food adventure somewhere around the world. Peace.